This is The Vibe Broken Arrow. I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Lisa.
And today we have two wonderful members of the Community Development Department with us, Amanda Yamaguchi and Henry Biebelheimer.
Welcome.
And we're going to talk about the microtransit program today.
First of all, define microtransit. What is it?
Yeah, so a microtransit is a new form of public transportation. So it was implemented in Tulsa about a year ago, implemented by Tulsa Transit. And it's designed to come pick you up where you're at and take you where you need to go. So it's basically a smaller vehicle, so it's not like a bus. Our microtransit vehicles are going to be like a Mach-E or a paratransit van. So they'll come pick you up wherever you order it on your phone to come pick you up at and take you to your destination. It is still public transportation, so there will be other people, getting in and out of the car as you go. But it's designed to be a more versatile form of public transportation that can kind of take you to various points around the city, as long as you're within our pilot program area, which all of this is on our website, so definitely feel free to check back as we update all of that.
So is it like Uber?
Similar to Uber, but it is a city-sponsored. We partner with Tulsa Transit, so they're the ones providing the drivers, the software as far as that, like ordering a ride, that sort of thing. But the vehicles are provided by the city of Broken Arrow, so it is true public transit, but it is kind of structured similar to an Uber or rideshare type program.
And how many cars will you have?
So right now we have 3 Mach-E's and 1 van with the capability for the wheelchair lift. Right now we only will be operating 2 of them at a time, but since this is a pilot program, we are hoping to grow with both using all the vehicles and also expanding our hours of operation. So make sure to use it so we could justify that growth.
And when you say pilot program, can you give us a little bit more information on that? Was it like a trial or just...
Yeah, so the pilot is a 6-month pilot to kind of just try it out, see how it works. Before we do a lot of capital investment and things like that, we want to see if it's utilized and how the public responds to it. So right now we do have bus routes within Broken Arrow that are part of the Tulsa Transit system. The microtransit will take the place of one of those routes, so it's kind of a test period to see how it's utilized. And
We're really hoping to try out some different hours of operation as well as trying out different areas around Broken Arrow. So it is very much an experimental period of the microtransit program. So you'll have to bear with us as we do have some changes throughout it, trying to get good information so that we can make those informed decisions for the more permanent hours and times.
kind of try out, see what works?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I know that the program kind of came from the Broken Arrow Transit study that was completed in 2022. And from that, they found that 27% of city households have limited access to one or fewer vehicles, which was a huge thing. Also, 15% of the population is elderly, and 8% of BA's population lives below the poverty level, and 7% is disabled. So from that study, they really found that there was a need for this type of program. Can you talk about that a little bit?
yeah, so from that study, it really kind of became apparent that we needed more options for transportation in Broken Arrow. Sometimes the traditional bus system doesn't meet the specific needs of individuals, and we wanted something that was a little more flexible and provided people with opportunities that they wouldn't normally have with the traditional transit system. So the microtransit kind of came from that study. We applied for grants through INCOG for the CMAQ, congestion mitigation and air quality, I think, is what that stands for. But we received that grant to implement a pilot program. So again, a 6-month period with limited service hours for now and a limited service area. But really just kind of testing the waters and seeing if this is something that's appropriate for Broken Arrow.
Excellent.
Yeah. And one of the recommendations for that transit study was to create a microtransit program similar to this. That's actually how we came up with the 17 square mile pilot program area around the Rose District, was based on the recommendations from that transit study. And the transit study also recommended, I guess they were assuming this would be a successful launch because they also recommended a long-term plan of expanding it to all of city limits. So based on that transit study, that is the long-term goal. But of course, that does all hinge on the success of the pilot program.
So you all mentioned that this is has already been a trial program and then implemented in Tulsa, and that we're kind of working with them a little bit. I know I heard one of their members in one meeting say, learn from our mistakes. Here's the path you can follow. So can you expand on kind of that partnership?
Yeah, we really appreciate working with Tulsa Transit. Their expertise is great. We do a lot in community development. We have not done a lot with public transportation.
Sure.
So this is kind of a new realm for us to kind of go into. But they have had a lot of success with their microtransit program. They've been basically ever since their pilot program, they've been expanding it consistently. They've grown to have 8 zones now, where they started off with 2 or 3. So they've grown their program a lot. They've kind of prepped us to expect this to be a successful program and kind of plan for growth. So we're using their optimism and trying to temper our expectations, but they are
Sure.
very optimistic about that future growth. As far as that partnership, they'll be providing all of the drivers. So they have all the training and the background and everything for the drivers. We're using their technology, so you'll be using the Tulsa Transit app to book all these rides. One of the big benefits of that is that it does provide a seamless transition into the Tulsa Transit program. So the pilot area is that 17 square miles around the Rose District. But there's a point of interest at St. Francis South, which is on 91st and Garnett. What that means is you can order a ride to downtown Tulsa all through the app, and it would have seamless transitions. You would have to switch vehicles or maybe even get on a bus here and there to get there. But the app will tell you, basically, you would hop in the vehicle, we would pick you up, we would drop you off at St. Francis South. But because you've ordered it through the app, it's already ordered the next ride or bus or however you would continue on to set up. So you would basically order the one ride and it would seamlessly tell you how to get all the way to your destination.
I love that. As someone who loves step-by-step directions, something to follow on my phone is super simple. So I did notice that Tulsa Transit has a great rate system for discounts. Veterans and high schoolers were doing those rates as well.
Yes, ma'am. So we'll be following their same pay schedule.
Awesome.
I guess rate schedule. But what that means is you'll be able to do $1.75 for a 3-hour pass.
Wow.
That 3-hour pass you would be able to use for as many rides as you wanted to get anywhere you wanted. Anywhere you wanted, of course, within the realm of
Sure.
where you can go. So in the Broken Arrow, you could go within that 17 square miles, but you could also go into Tulsa. And this same 3-hour pass would get you anywhere in their Tulsa Transit system. A day pass is $375 for the day. They also have discounted rates for if you wanted to buy multiple days at a time. So I don't remember exactly what their multi-day pass is, but I know it has like a 10-day or a 30-day pass that you could buy if you planned on utilizing it for like a daily trip. More than that, they also have the discounts, like you said. So I might get these numbers slightly wrong. It is all on the website, but I think the discounted price for seniors or vets is 85 cents instead of the $1.75. And then functionally about half off for those day passes. And another big note is anyone under 18 rides for free. So if you were taking your children with you to go to the store, they would ride for free as well. A note on the children riding is that if you are under 12, you need someone over 14 riding with you.
Okay. So it sounds accessible and affordable.
Hopefully.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What
kinda-
about people with a wheelchair or some kind of physical needs?
So when you request a ride on the app, you'll have an option to choose an accessible vehicle. So when you make that selection on the app, what it's going to do is tell the driver who's driving the paratransit vehicle, you're the one that needs to come and get this person. So the paratransit, it's a Ford Transit van. It's got the wheelchair lift. It's accessible. So that will be the vehicle that comes to pick you up if you select that option on the app.
So it's door-to-door service.
Yeah, and one thing to clarify on door-to-doors, they did say, and this was part of the training we did with Tulsa Transit, to clarify that it's curb-to-curb. So, if you needed help getting to the car, of course, the drivers are helpful people, but technically it is curb-to-curb. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
good to know.
They wouldn't come to your door and help you get out into the vehicle. You've got to be able to get to the curb, to the vehicle
Okay.
yourself.
Sure. All right.
Similar to a bus stop.
Yeah. I'm just loving that this is another option. I know people have been looking for this for a long time, and not only does it have an option to be in the car, but to take you to a bus or take you to Tulsa. And I mean, it sounds kind of limitless. So
Yeah, we thought it was really important to have a connection to the Tulsa system,
Yeah.
especially since this is a pilot program and it's kind of a limited service area up to this point.
Yeah.
It is important to be able to connect into the larger system so you can still get to where you need to go. A lot of appointments and stuff people have are actually in Tulsa, or just outside of our service area. So we thought it was important to incorporate that that point into the
Yeah.
service area.
Awesome.
Do we know what days and hours and that type of thing will be available?
So right now, Monday through Friday, from 8 to 5, is the contracted hours we have. We're hoping to expand that definitely after the 6-month trial period, but if we see good ridership, good data, there is possibilities of kind of expanding those hours probably after May. We have to renegotiate the contract with Tulsa Transit and the drivers at that time. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 as of right now.
Perfect. Well, that kind of segues into my last question. If you guys could have a magic wand waved and have all your dreams come true with the public transit, where would you see Broken Arrow in the next 5 years utilizing public transit?
I would say we would have definitely an expanded microtransit system. I would like to have several vehicles working really from kind of 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. would be optimal, I would think, especially with events that go on. It'd be nice to be able to have an option to get a ride home
Yeah.
from the amphitheater or in downtown in the Rose District, those types of things. We also have the commuter route that goes from several stops in Broken Arrow all the way to downtown Tulsa. So I would love to see that more utilized. I think having more options to get to those commuter route options would also help
Yeah.
the ridership with those. So maybe an expansion of the commuter route as well.
Well, we appreciate all your work, and we love that you guys came down to chat with us, and we look forward to utilizing the microtransit on our lunch breaks pretty soon.
All right.
So